A lot of people ask me as a business owner, how do you manage your time? I mean, how do you manage your day-to-day operations? Look, the reality is you don't manage time. There's no such thing as managing time. Time is going to happen whether you want it to or not, right? You have 86,400 seconds in a day or 24 hours in a day, and you cannot manage it. The only thing you can do is you can be very focused in where you spend your time. One of the best things I do whenever I coach people, one of the first things I do is I need to see what do they do with their day. Because look, you can make more money, you can make more friends, you can have less friends, you can do all these things, but the one thing you can never change and you can never alter is your time. Hey, don't forget October 12th and 14th in Houston, Texas, you're gonna learn from the people that have built their businesses to multi-million-dollar levels. I'm talking Brad Lee from Lightspeed VT, James Lawrence, the Iron Cowboy, 2 Guinness World Records, and Dr. Kevin Elko, who's one of the most famous coaches that coaches the coaches. He is Nick Saban's coach. October 12th through the 14th, I'm doing a 3-day deep dive mastermind where you can come and learn directly from these guys to take you and your business to the next level. See you there. So one of the first things I do when I coach people is I want to see a time study of what they're doing. I'll give you an example. If you want to lose weight, at some point you got to step on the scale and then maybe you got to start tracking what you eat. If you want to see where your money's going, you got to start writing down the ledger and see how much is in your bank account and how much is going in and out every month. Well, if you want to see where your time's going, you kind of got to do the same thing. And what you got to do is you have to start tracking what are you doing with your time. So I recommend if you want to do something is you could start doing a 2-week time study. Now this is from the time that you wake up to the time that you go to bed. What's important is you track everything that you do. I don't care if you're watching social media, playing video games, eating, it doesn't matter to me. The fact that you're tracking it means you're now cognizant of it. And when you're doing that, you're now thinking about your time. Now, the second thing I recommend after you do your time study, and you have to do this every single day. Now, the problem is a lot of people, they may do a little bit and then they lie to themselves. You have to have someone accountable that you're sending this to, right? So don't just do it and not do anything with it. Do it and send it to someone, whether it's a family member, a coach, somebody. I mean, hell, if you want, you can send it to me. I don't care. The fact that you're accountable to send it to someone is what's important. Now, after you do the time study, at the end of the day, you need to totalize things that you've done. So for example, if you've been on the phone dealing with customers, totalize that, and maybe it was 3 hours on the phone, 3 hours driving in your car, right? 1 hour on social media, 45 minutes eating, played with the kids for 2 hours. Just totalize it. It doesn't matter, but the fact that you're totalizing everything also starts putting things into perspective, because when something's fragmented out and you can't really tell, well, then you don't really know if what you're doing is effective or not. So I would recommend you really think about what you're doing and totalize it. Now, the last thing you need to do, is you need to do an executive summary. And the executive summary is basically if you were turning it into me or whoever you're turning it into, even if it's a fictitious person, you give a summary of how you think the day went. Today I was productive, I got a lot of things done on my list. Today I was just putting out fires, I didn't get anything done. It just has to be 1 or 2 sentences of you describing your day. Now, like I said earlier, this is a 2-week process. After 1 week of you doing this time study, you will identify things that you are doing that you shouldn't be doing. Things that are not productive, things that are not useful, things that are maybe could be offloaded to someone else or some type of software or automation. That's the first week. Now the second week what you're doing is that's when you start fixing things. So starting the second week, that's when you start saying, okay, of these tasks that I'm doing, what is a high income activity and what is a low wage minimum task that I'm doing? And just put an H or an L next to it. H for high income activity, L for low impact, low minimum wage activity. And then you start looking at what you're doing with your day. And I guarantee you, after the next week, you actually will be able to identify what are things that you're doing. And unfortunately, many of us, we do stuff that we should not be doing, stuff that could be outsourced, stuff that could be automated, but yet we do them because we think that they're important and we think that we are the only ones that can do it. And the reality is we're just being busy. We're really not being productive with our time. So again, you have 24 hours, I have 24 hours, everybody has 24 hours. What you do with those 24 hours is what's important. And the way that you want to do this is you got to start tracking it. So just do a time study, try a 2-week time study and see where your money goes. And I guarantee you, not your money, I'm sorry, your time. And if you see where your time is going, I guarantee you, you will figure it out and you will start being more productive, guaranteed. Hey, thanks so much for watching today. Don't forget, October 12th through the 14th, right here in Houston, Texas, is my 3-day deep dive mastermind. I'm bringing in Bradley, Iron Cowboy James Lawrence, and Dr. Kevin Elko, who is Nick Saban's personal coach. You don't want to miss this. Click on the link to learn more.